I went to go see La Llorona yesterday, and based on everything so you said you're not interested in seeing that one, that one at all. It was okay.
I haven't seen. Only one I seen was The Conjuring. I never seen The Nun. I never seen Conjuring 2.
You gotta see Conjuring 2. I mean, the Conjuring
I've
ones are
heard
good.
The Conjuring 2 was good.
Yeah, the Conjuring ones are good. Annabelle was criticized for not being that great, but Annabelle 2 was good, just as good as The Conjuring. Just as good. It was up there. It was on that par, and that's why people are excited about Annabelle 3 because it's not just because she comes to this is her finally getting brought to that house, but it's almost like it's the first official like really crossover type of thing. So people, but based on how well Annabelle 2 did, they're thinking that if they follow that same formula, Annabelle 3 should be fine. The Nun I thought was scary, but I can see why it wasn't on par. Same thing. I thought the same thing about A Curse of La Llorona. But I thought the cool thing about that was the fact that it actually was a folklore tale that actually does exist in Mexico, or in the Spanish or Mexican culture, where they tell us that story, scary story that they tell their kids and whatnot. Maybe it's based on something that did happen, and then over the years they just kind of exaggerate a little bit to fit their needs. Oh yeah, you heard about that crazy lady that used to live on the street that drowned her kids? Yeah, eat your food or she gonna come and kill you. And then ever since that day, it just mushroomed into to one of those kind of stories.
Who would you say is one of the standout actors in there?
Let me go back to the cast. The priest that helped the family. Curse of La Llorona cast. You'll recognize him. He Raymond Cruz. And it's like he's one of those actors where you've seen him in all these other things, but. Oh yeah, he was that crazy gangster on one episode of Better Call Saul and from from Breaking Bad. Yeah, he was that dude, and he looks way different in his younger pictures. Like look at that dude looks young as hell,
suave.
And ever since he cuts the beard off, this is he's been in a lot of things, and that's how he's looking now.
Oh wow.
His character was fun. Like you could tell this dude. Like he played a priest who he saw the value of religion and science to help people and to do these exorcists and stuff like that. So he's like, the church has their ways, science has their ways. We ain't mixing it, so you can't be with the church anymore. So he was still in the neighborhood, helping people, but with all these unorthodox ways of blessing people and protecting people with religion and stuff like that. But the church itself just didn't recognize it. So when they went, the priest that they originally went to, which there's the crossover, it was the same. If you watch Annabelle, the second Annabelle movie, the priest that they got to come at the end of the movie, and after they got rid of the demon to stop the threat, he's like, "I'll take the doll. I think I know some people that can take it." This was probably maybe after he made that delivery, but he was in the movie. And then they saw Raymond Cruz out in the street blessing people who just lost their kids and stuff. And he was like, he used to be a priest and this and that and the other, and we kicked him out the church. But he still would give blessings and say, he gives praise to God and all that stuff. And the mother character was like why are you blessed? You're thanking God. Like, I thought you weren't a priest anymore. It's like, I thought you left the church. He's like, no, the church. He said, I left the church. I never left God. That's a difference. So that was, he's like, I still believe what I believe. I just also believe this other stuff too. And it works. So that's what so the church was like, this is the crazy part. The church was like, we have a waiting period for stuff like this. Like, we need, like, there's a demon in my house, or a ghost or whatever trying to kill my kids. I need your help. I'm like, well, there's a waiting list. Well, we got to call the church. And we gotta, and then somebody's gonna come down and this and that. I can't just go and do it. I gotta get permission from the church.
You just gotta sit with your demon for a while.
Exactly. So it's like it could take months. And we're like, my kids don't have months. They killed them other kids in like a day. Like, my kids, we need help now. He said, all right, I got an idea. It's unorthodox, but if anybody asks, you didn't hear it from. It was kind of like that. I'll recommend you to this other dude who used to be a part of this church. But if anybody asks, but if you get his help, then the church can never help you. So she was like, "Fuck it, I'll do it." And but he knew what he was talking about, and he did his thing.
Now I'm looking at this younger picture of him. Is that actually him or old boy from that '70s show?
That does look like an old dude. That does look like Pez. Pez from that '70s show. Yeah. But then you see this, like, this was from, this is in Training Day. Yeah, I forgot he was in Training Day. Yeah. He's always been typecast as that gangster, that old school, that OG Mexican gangster. Mm-hmm. And then here he goes from
Better Call Saul
and Breaking Bad. Because his character was crazy on that. When he bought, he was one of my favorite dudes. Mm-hmm. But, and he's played a cop, I think, before. But whatnot, but he was the breakout star. He was the one that stood out, like because he played his character to the point where, like, little stuff like he would talk to the kids to console them and stuff. He's like, it's okay if you're scared. Everybody gets scared. And the little boy's like, were you scared? He's like, no. It's like little stuff like that. Like he was getting gangster the whole time. Like that was the breakout stuff. He did that like 2 or 3 times in the movie. It was like, and at the end of the movie, another thing that every time they would do something to prove that his powers were real and stuff like that, the family would doubt it. Like, this is stupid. What are we doing here? And then all of a sudden something weird would happen, and then it was like something with eggs or something like that. And then like if the darker the blood, like this egg's about to be filled with blood, and the darker the blood means that the greater the threat. So he cracks the egg open, and it was just like tar, black. That's how close the demon was. And then on the other egg started spinning around on themselves by themselves, and then they exploded, and all that black blood came out of nowhere, and he was all like, ta-da! That was his catchphrase. He did a couple times in the movie. He was like, because it was like, man, this is a trick. This is a bullshit trick. And then, like, how you gonna, like, these are eggs. Like, how did I, like, this is 1973. How did I make 3 eggs spin by themselves, pretty much float in the air, and then break open by themselves? You didn't see no explosions or nothing in there. And this black stuff is in it. How did I do that? Like, no. Like, this is 1973. Like, I couldn't do that. And he was like, that was his little catchphrase, ta-da! So you still think it's a trick? Like, no, this shit is real. But he was the breakout. He was the breakout star. But the only thing that I would think, like the nun, turned out the nun wasn't a ghost. She was a demon, right? And Annabelle. Annabelle, it changed like 3 or 4 times. First, it was the doll that was possessed. Then it was the doll is a beacon for a demon. It calls for a demon. It's not really the doll. It's a demon, but the demon attaches himself to the doll, and he uses the doll to make people scared and do what he wants. And I think on the Annabelle Homecoming, now it's like, it's not a demon, not just a demon. The doll is a beacon for spirits now. I think the way they did the movie, my theory, especially how the way it ended, I don't think La Llorona was a ghost. I think, because they said that, like, okay, one of the original folklores was a beautiful woman in Mexico, and she had kids, and she had a husband. It was great. Her husband dies. She remarries to a rich man, but the rich man loves her, wants her, but he never wants kids. So to appease him, she kills her kids to appease him. Then she regrets it, and then she gets the curse and becomes what she becomes. And the reason why she kills kids is because she's trying to replace the kids that she killed. And then, but in this movie, it was her husband that she loved was having an affair, and in a bit of rage, she killed her kids because she knew that the 2 boys were the loves of his life. Like, that was his most pride and so to make him feel the best way to get him back was to kill her kids. And the second she did it, she regretted it. And then it was something about how where she did it in a forest and a river, and the trees that she did it in front of, and all of nature and stuff. It was like they like all of nature was a witness to it, and all her rage and her anger and her sadness and her hate, and it was what turned her into what she became, an immortal being of hate and rage of trying to kill kids. And if you hear her, and she's just constantly crying, and if you hear her crying, that's it. That means she's imprinting herself to you to try to get you.
Sounds like a banshee.
Yeah, so yeah, like that. You hear the banshee. But one of the weird things I remember, I didn't think about it until I was in the middle of watching the movie. Especially a kid. I mean, not just a kid, but even you. If you were walking down a hallway, or in a public place or in a semi-public place and whatnot, and you heard a woman crying, what would your first instincts be?
Go towards the crying.
Yeah, exactly. To help. That to me was the brilliant thing about this character, because especially a kid is going to be like, oh, somebody's hurt, and especially a mother's sound of a woman is like if you instantly think of mom. So you're curious, like, is somebody sad? I want to help. And to me, that's the banshee thing was the perfect thing. The lure of the lure of the siren song, the scream of the banshee. It probably hypnotizes you, which was another power that she had over kids. That's just intriguing on itself. I'm like, okay, you hear a woman crying, you're instantly gonna try to help, and then all of a sudden this bitch just turns on you and comes after you, and it's like, holy shit. So now it's like you become a cynic for the rest of your life. Anybody crying, hey, that's your problem. I'm going, like, I ain't going through this shit again. But that to me was I don't think she was a ghost. She had ghostly like powers, demon like powers. I don't know if she's I don't know if she sold her soul to the devil or anything like that, but in the end of the movie, the priest was able to use a cross that was made, something about it was made from the same wood of the type of wood in the forest where she killed her kids, where the curse starts. It's something about the trees that were there that they were a witness to her stuff. So that things from that forest were probably her weakness. So the wood of those trees is what he had as a cross. And the mom got the end of the cross, stabbed her with it, and killed her, and I was like, okay, I can understand the holy water thing and whatnot and stuff like that, but that means that this woman was a physical presence. So I don't think she was a ghost. I don't think so. So if she gets killed in the end like that, that's it. Is she gone? Another theory, I had, like, in the trailer, it shows a woman mad that her kids got killed. She gets mad, and she gets so mad, and she blames the star of the show, of the movie. She's like, it's your fault that my kids I was keeping my kids safe, and then your child protective services ass came in, and you assumed I was hurting my kids, but I was really protecting my kids from La Llorona. And because you took the kids away from me where I was keeping them safe, La Llorona got them. So I'm mad at you now. So she said, when my kids died, you think that I prayed to God or anything? No, I didn't pray to God. I prayed to La Llorona. I wanted La Llorona to take your kids the way she took my kids, to give me my kids back. And that's why La Llorona imprinted herself onto the Stars kids, because the first mother who lost her kids to La Llorona in the movie asked for it. She's like, look, that bitch got kids too, same age. Take her kids now and give me mine back. Which, in these movies, they're never gonna. What's dead is dead. But she thought that. She was like, so I'm thinking now, the way, if they want to continue the story, I think that you killed La Llorona. I think that woman that from the beginning is gonna become the next La Llorona, because she already like kind of went to the dark side and helped La Llorona anyway. So I mean, she's grieving too. So I think it's called the curse of La Llorona. I'm like, who knows if it can pass on. She was able to easily pass down the curse from her kids, and then snitch on another family and say, go fuck with them now. Who's to say that La Llorona doesn't imprint onto her? And
if you said she's now somebody killed her, I could see that happening.
Yeah, exactly. She physically was able to kill La Llorona with that cross because of the wood or whatever, which to me indicates that she was still alive. I mean, the incident happened in 63. The movie starts in 73, so it's like 10 years. So she just might be a demon. The force probably like some demon probably just gave her supernatural powers, and now she's dead. Where did those powers go? I think they probably could have imprint. Now I didn't stay to see if there was a end credit thing or I maybe I should look that up. End credit scene. Llorona, probably not. Like this was pretty much the end of this was at the end of the movie. It happened in an attic.
I think it says is there an end credit scene?
Does Curse of La Llorona have a post credit scene? It's probably gonna be yes or no. Conjuring universe, but does the same as it's gonna answer the question, Dr. Mixley Butte. 1973. Years after the Curse of La Llorona opening theaters, late minute scares during its end. What audience might be wondering? There's not. Okay, so it ended where it ended, and I assumed that too. I thought this movie could have an end credit scene, but
she wears like a wedding dress.
She was wearing a white dress that could act like that. Well, I don't think it was a wedding dress. I think it was just a nice dress, but it did have a veil. And then
that's creepy.
My theory was that she was just a woman who just absorbed a bunch of evil supernatural powers in the wake of what she did, and then it passed on to her. And I think the first victim mother that she did what she did to in this movie, I think if there's going to be a part 2, that makes the most sense to me of who the new La Llorona is going to be. I think the powers are going to go to that new woman, and that's how it spreads. And I think for the fact that the Thelma character stayed alive, and maybe that they won't pass on to her, or maybe she'll come back or something. I don't know, but or maybe the daughter or the son, maybe when they grow up, maybe that's how the curse will continue, and it'll come after their children or something like this. This was in 1973, which means they could have children of their own of this same age now, and she'll come back. That's my theory on it, and I don't know. The movie was good, but like I said before, when you see it, you're gonna go, "All right, that was good," but you're gonna be like, it's not gonna stay with you.
And when is it supposed to officially come out?
Today.
Okay.
I watched it last night. It came out. The first screenings was like 7:00 on Thursday, and it officially came out. Today.
Okay.
But so it's worth the look. Like The Nun was worth the look, but after I watched The Nun, I had no lingering feelings about it. Like Conjuring kind of stayed with me. Like, damn, that creeped me out. Annabelle stayed with me. But
it all depends on box office.
Yeah.
But like I said, I really didn't see no bunch of promotion for this movie.
I'm trying to remember in The Conjuring if I saw a dress or anything like that. Maybe because she wore a necklace too. Maybe the necklace was there. Like what would they keep to keep La Llorona in check? I don't know what it would be. Maybe the necklace, but it felt like this family kept that, and they wouldn't have gone. I don't see a connection to getting into the Conjuring family, so that would explain if La Llorona is still out there. She wore a necklace, and it was something.
What kind of necklace?
It was a necklace that her husband gave to her as a gift, and she still had it around her neck, and it was able to be taken off of her, and I thought, okay, does that mean you have power over her now? Not really. The boy picked it up and kind of showed La Llorona that he had it, and for a second she chose to chill out, turn her face into what she normally looked like, and kind of like realize what she was doing was bad, and then something happened when she freaked out again and turned back into like, fuck it, I'm gonna kill y'all.
Did she ever get the necklace back or no?
After that she didn't give a shit about the necklace, so it was like, okay, so
I was gonna say probably that powers within the necklace.
Yeah, exactly.
Place it on someone else. They get
maybe now that she's dead. Maybe, but you could argue that maybe that other woman that I was talking about probably found it and picked it up and absorbed the powers of La Llorona. But the necklace didn't. They showed the necklace because it was a gift from the husband, It was a symbol of the betrayal, I guess, in her anger. So maybe the rage could pass on through the. There you go. Yeah, that could be the relic. You put that on, like you can put it on if you want to, but if you find out your husband cheated on you, you might want to take it off because some bad shit is gonna. That thing is cursed. Like maybe that if they easily want to explain it, the necklace is probably the thing that's cursed, but it didn't seem to have any effect on her. The thing that killed her was the only thing that the wood from that forest was what killed her. She was a damn vampire, I guess. I don't know. It was weird. So the fact that, like, even right now, I know, like, trying to explain it that way, it doesn't really seem like there's no stakes in it. I mean, like, the thing is going to either get you or you going to get her. So what kind of stakes is that? It made even at least the nun made it seem like you had to put some fucking work in to take her down. Like, this was a demon. Like, this was just a demon that took a form of a nun.
I think the most creepiest aspect about her is that she kills children.
Exactly. That's what I said. And it touches me because I have kids. I'm like, stuff like that affects me. But there was no real stakes beyond that. I mean, the second she kills your kids, she leaves. And then you stab her in the chest and she's gone. That's it. I mean, with the nun, you banish the demon back to hell. What if it gets out again? I mean, like, are you ever really safe? Like, that's to me scarier. Annabelle, until they get rid of that damn doll, are you ever safe?
You know they have that doll in Aquaman, the Annabelle doll.
It was in the ocean, because James Wan was the director. It was one of the things that I heard. It was in the ocean. And it's probably what made all those damn demons down. That's probably where those demons are coming from. They come to the surface, become spirits, and then start fucking with people. It's all connected. I mean, it's not Warner Brothers. It's an independent company, but the director was able to pull it and get permission. I like Easter eggs like that, but I don't know. But that's my theory on
sounds interesting.
I'm telling you, it's worth to check out. I mean, even honestly, even knowing what happens, or kind of knowing, it's those jump scares and those. The best parts, besides that actor, I said the other best parts of this movie were how the kids and all the kids, the ones who survived or died, how they acted and reacted. That was the best parts of the movie, because not only like a jump, like it's one thing to see. Something like a scary jump out at the screen for our benefit, and then we go, "Oh my god!" It's another thing to see the reaction. You saw this time the director did the jump scare. It's not only they didn't just show a scream; they instantly showed. This is what chilled me. They showed a little boy like from the camera angle, like La Llorona's looking down on the boy. Then the camera angle goes from La Llorona's perspective, looking at the boy, and all you see is a terrified little boy instantly jump and scream, and then that's it. Then the camera cuts, so you know something bad happened to that boy. Like that boy's, it wasn't that typical moment where he just stand still like an idiot and just start screaming. No, he flinched. Like it felt like this director really threw some scary shit at him without him knowing that was about to happen. Like
probably he did.
That jump felt very real. Like I felt like that director did something that boy wasn't expecting and got a real jump out of him, and then a real scream out of him. That's what, and it happened more than once. So that was also the best parts of that movie. Those jumps. Now it wasn't just jump scares for us. It was jumps in the movie that just irked me, because it was like it was happening to kids. So that's why I say yes, go see it, because that will fuck with your head. Hey, before I forget, am I even wearing the same clothes? Doesn't even matter. Movie magic. Thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. Like if you like, share if you care, comment for a compliment, subscribe to the tribe, and if you want to know more about how you can send me a message and be a part of We Got Your Mail, that's coming up right here. Check this out.